No chance of escape. Yes.
Has it not been in your video yet? Do you
It's
want
on
to
now.
do it?
Aha. This is like none of your ordinary cribs here. Let me get around the other side. No, is it? Yeah, I get it. I'll show you this. Is this? Oh, this is Errol getting off his personalised massage chair, probably for something to eat. That's all he does. Eat shit, sleep. But you know you're getting cribs and they go into the fridge and everything. I don't really want to show you that. The best thing in the fridge is down below. This is the flugel drawer. Where we keep all the little quick shots of alcohol. Alright. Yeah, so when I was a kid I always wanted to play snooker, and I got a lot of snooker lessons, and just couldn't get a house big enough to fit a snooker table, so pool's the next best thing. Blue room, there was no real reason to paint it blue, to be honest. I had another blue room in another room in this house, but when we changed it, got over to blue. Blue Anthem and Blue Room were written when I built both rooms, which I can't remember. Channels, FX channels, tape channels, mic channels, and then from the screen, you know, you've got more controls over each single channel. It's like channel 20. It's all centred around this, the Mackie D8B digital mixing desk. That's what that screen is. These two are for Windows. It's all controlled by here. In the cockpit, so the little controller keyboard just for some ideas, and I use the keyboard behind me for you know, actually playing stuff. Some of the main things in here are like the GP8080, the Access Virus C under there, the GP8000, some classic sims like the Jupiter 6, which I'm not sure is plugged in at the moment, to be honest. As you can see in the corner, there's another load of relics. I offered, you know, two of the one lining up. That was my favourite keyboard. I think I've actually got 4 of those. Another classic one is the Roland TR909. I don't really know many people who still use those. Pretty much the reason why the studio is the size it is, it's been a collection of goodies that I've bought over time. And when everybody was selling off their gear, mid-90s, you know, and going totally digital, I was like, ah, shut it, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it as it is. And yeah, I've ended up with a lot of stuff and a lot of space, but it's cool, you know, because I've got sounds. Boom, if I want that, it's there. If I want that, it's there. This is basically another one of these. So I've got a 24 channel digital here. I've got another 24 there, and then you can add all kinds of instruments to this, such as it's called a Juno 007. It's a Juno 106. It's just basically a copy. It is really falling to bits. Oh! When I say falling to bits, I mean it. Okay, SP1200, famous late 80s, early 90s drum machine sampler. It was really big with rap artists, those kind of guys. Huge box. It had a horribly small memory, like 10 seconds long. With to cut up the sounds, but I've done so many tracks on this, such as Hardcore Disco, Now's the Time, Technophobia. The list goes on. Back in the early 90s, this was the box I did everything on, and there's quite a good story with it, and the reason why it's buggered. The shop that I got it from, I defaulted on a payment, and they came out to collect the sampler, and my mum let them in for tea, didn't she? So not only did they come in for tea, but the guys grabbed this and ran out of the house with it, so I've ended up chasing them up the street, and we're holding it, and we're tugging it, like, fucking let it go. So the guy ended up giving it, "You want your sampler?" Snatched it, smashed it off the ground. So, as you can see, it's very 80s, but it works fine. I got a guy to fix it, fixed a few capacitors, and it was fine. And then it was, before then I hadn't written much on it, and after then I had written most of my big tracks back in the day. The Jupiter 6 was also one of my favourite keyboards. These are like 20 years old now. I mean, the MIDI's very basic on them, which means basically if you want to change a sound, you know, you have to do it manually, you actually have to stand up, whereas in a computer it's all automated. But this really changed my sound a good time ago. Mid-90s, gave me another grunge that I never had. Some of the keyboards up against the wall here, like the Alpha Juno 2, these were like gold dust at the time. They made the original Hoover sound, you know, like the Dominator, wow, that's where they came from. I loved them, I bought like 4, you know. And over on this side, the TR909, yeah, it was one of my mates who actually sold me it, John Campbell from TTF, and I'm still amazed he sold me it, but yeah, I use it all the time. I always use live drums. And this little baby here, this is another big one that changed my life, the JP8080. It just sounds great, you know, the fat sounds out it, and this keyboard behind you, JP8000, it's actually the same thing, but it's you know, in a keyboard form. But you can hear already how fat it is, you know. You don't need to mess around with those babies. Yes. What I tend to do is I make notes, a little notepad on the thing, because I never remember what it sounds. So it'll be like listed 8080, you know, 375. I know there is a way to set it all up automatically, but I'm far too lazy for that. I just have to say another few boxes that really made things change. The M3R here is the piano for Elysium, and the box under it, the Korg X3R, is the kind of angelic little stabs that go around it. Those two boxes together work great. I could never sell them, you know, I'd get 50 quid for them if I was lucky, but people don't realise that there are actually really good sounds in there. Still use them a lot, even though they're antiques by today's standards. This is just a remix of Happy Vibes, a tune that was very big in the mid-90s in Holland and Scotland. Dave Devastate's also done a remix, and yeah, just doing my own flavour of it. This always happens, something's missing, you spend an hour finding it, and you find you've got a channel muted or something. All the drums here, except for that one, these are all actually straight out of the 909. Missing. As you can see, there's spent probably a good part of my life in here. I've got a lot of CDs. Most of these are all demos that I work through eventually. I even still get sent tapes, which is quite funny. And and the floor is just CDs that I've bought, you know, just fan stuff. It's a complete mess, but yeah, if there's any dust down there, just ignore it. Still to this day record everything onto DAT. You never know if the computer goes down, you've still got a tape copy of it. Record it on the computer, record it on the DAT. I mean, it's pretty much, it's a bit obsolete, obelisk, I was going to say. That's a bit obsolete these days, but it's still, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's my theory, my saying on that one. But yeah, I'm in here every day of the week pretty much, so not always working, but I spend most of my life here. I still can't find this sound. That's the Minimax is another Moog. I've got loads and loads of different ones, and these are really, really authentic, old school sounding things. I mean, if you to buy them in the hardware form, you'd be talking thousands. Hey, how predictable. But anyway, in theory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it works like that. So it's a lot of the desk and the computer are both very tied in with each other, you know, in order to get the whole thing working sweetly. Control volume, I can control EQ from there. This was a funny one. I'd bought the Army of Darkness, and there was a special edition came out, and I was just watching it, and I think somebody else had actually used the sample before me, but I was like, I'm going to mess around with that, and it was a huge clip, like 3 or 4 minutes long. I sampled it from the DVD, and yeah, it became what it is now, and I never thought anybody would like it. You know, I thought it would be too hard for the UK market, and yeah, it's been one of the biggest tunes in recent time. So it kind of got me obsessed with the Army of Darkness, which led to me buying this doll. I had to track him down for ages to find him, but he's quite good. He just sits up there with his chainsaw, making sure everything's okay. And a lot of the samples are actually taken from the film. So you'll hear, if you sit in the middle, you hear a lot of panning left to right, like oh and stuff. It's basically him falling out of the sky and stuff. I sampled all sorts of stuff that you don't think about. The screaming bit is him falling through the air, and it pans left to right as it did in the movie.
What the hell is
That kick was born. It's hard to say what influences tracks. You could be watching a movie and just something, you'll hear something and you'll be like, start the video, you never know, I might get something interesting. Or you might be out and hear a track in the radio, or just hear something random, they'll be like, could take ideas from that. Other occasions you'll hear a hardcore track or something when you're out and you'll be like, like the idea of what they're doing with that, you know. I'm always working on new tracks. Most of the new stuff I put straight online to evolutionrecords.net or something, of like a little flash player. People can get an idea of what's coming out. Obviously this is coming out next, we're just putting a bit of time into this and working on tracks for this, and yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything particular that I should be mentioning, but yeah, mostly just the same sort of stuff. We're just trying to get the sound, good solid sound together. It's hard times in the record industry at the moment with illegal sales and illegal downloads. Vinyl sales are low, so we're working towards a new MP3 store and hoping to spread out with that worldwide. So we're trying to get a good catalogue of stuff that we can get online and hopefully increase the market, you know, and get it into areas that we wouldn't normally have sold. That's the big thing we're working on at the moment.